Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cathedral of College Basketball. We have a big one here this afternoon. From the Palestra on the campus of the University of Pennsylvania, it's LaSalle College High School against the Salesianum School, an ode to 1937 when these programs met on this very floor for a three-game Philadelphia Catholic League championship, and this was game number 3. We'll get into that and a lot more over the course of the broadcast here today, but we welcome you courtside. Bob Long, Carter Philman, Pat Burkhead, and Jack Burns alongside. So excited to have you with us here today. Carter, this isn't the official start by any stretch of the high school basketball season. These teams have been playing for a while, and we'll talk about how these teams have done over the first couple of weeks of the season. But boy, it feels that way. A long football run for LaSalle all the way to a state championship, and now at the real mecca of the sport, they get a chance to play against a bitter rival from outside the state.
And what a better way and venue to kick off the the unofficial start of basketball season. Like you said, football season is over. We got some of those guys coming back into the fold for LaSalle Explorers that we'll get into later. Just an exciting event. No matter the game or type of game you have in the Palestra, there's a certain type of ambiance. The air is different when you walk into this building.
The air is different for sure. The quarter zip's going to have to come off at some point. Pat, I tell you what, Pat Burkhead is with us, sophomore at LaSalle High School. You follow this sport very, very closely. You know this LaSalle basketball team well. What have they been able to do well in the first couple weeks of the season, and how have they challenged themselves?
I think they've challenged themselves on the boards. At every practice, Coach Ansel is really challenging them to get better at that and be more physical on the boards. Salesianum is very physical and likes to get after it on the rebound. So LaSalle big men like Mac O'Neill and Price Olsen have done a great job of stepping up this year, which they haven't had much varsity experience, so they've had a great start to the year.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Pat. LaSalle effectively replacing every starter, especially with the early injury to Nick Neary. Certainly hoping to see him active here today. But Jack Burns, to you, let's go back to the venue, the history, and just where we sit here. What an opportunity for these young men. Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. This is a 125-year venue that we're playing at here today.
Absolutely. Like we were saying, there's a certain feel here. It's a historic place, and it's an important game, in an important place, in an important stadium. It's going to be great.
It is going to be terrific. Now, let's talk a little bit more about that 1937 championship, Carter, because it's so unique. You think about where the Palestra stands now. It's really the pinnacle, and every year Catholic League teams know that this is where the road ends, at least in terms of league title play. But back then, it was just the top two teams. They're going to go, well, the top team was going to win, right? And what happened was Salesianum, back in the Philadelphia Catholic League, by the way. Think about how long ago we're talking about there. They were tied after the regular season. And so rather than kind of one team having the home court, they played a 3-game set thinking, okay, LaSalle's going to get the first home game, Salesianum gets the second. If one team wins twice, that's it. Well, both teams won, and it's like, now we're really deadlocked. What are we going to do? In comes the Palestra, a terrific game where LaSalle got out to a big lead. Salesianum clawed back in the fourth quarter, and LaSalle hung on.
It's a little bit of a different game and game style than we're talking in the 1930s. I believe we're looking at scores in 20s to 17, I believe was a score of one of the games. It's a
so
little
that
bit
15-point lead was a big lead, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, gigantic, if you really think about it. It's a different game, absolutely, but the history is there. It's going to be a fun time. Both of these teams play very similar styles of basketball. They match up really well with each other from a size perspective. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Pat Burkhead, tell us a little bit about the rest of the Philadelphia Catholic League this year. Teams have gone outside the state to challenge themselves. LaSalle, no different. They welcomed a team from Illinois, one of the top-ranked teams in Illinois. They played Roman Catholic as well, that same team from Illinois. But what does the league look like this year, and where does LaSalle dovetail into it?
I think LaSalle has been one of the stronger teams so far this year. I think other teams have struggled a little bit with the national schedule, but they have had some success. It's a big challenge to go down to places like Washington, D.C., Virginia, and play some of the top teams in the country, but obviously you've got Father Judge. They won it last year. They're looking to go back-to-back. Roman, Newman. There's a lot of great teams this year, but I think LaSalle can definitely make a run in the playoffs. They've looked great to start the year.
Well, you have a look here at the Palestra. About as good a look as you're going to get. This is our viewpoint here. We're excited to bring the broadcast to you. Up top, we have our guy Brady Joyce on the camera, and that's the view that you'll get for the majority of the broadcast. As good as it gets, the best venue in all of sports, the Palestra, where we'll go live here with tip-off in about 5 minutes. Stay with us. You're watching LaSalle Basketball on Bob Long Sports.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. And the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
Opportunity here pregame to be joined by head coach Ryan Ansel for LaSalle College High School. Ryan, certainly a nice opportunity to play here at the greatest venue in the sport. What is that opportunity like for you and the student athletes today?
Yeah, I think it's a special opportunity for them. Obviously, our goal is to get to play 2 games here each season. We haven't done that in my first 2 years, but that's what we're trying to build to. So I think to give them a taste of this, to honor the tradition from 1937, I think it was just overall excited to work with Taylor to put this together. And again, for these guys to get to walk into this gym and play in this atmosphere.
And so now I think about Hoosiers, right? So you walk into the arena, you measure from the floor to the rim, 10 feet out to the three-point line. It's the same amount. How do you get those student athletes to recognize that hey, it's 32 minutes of basketball just like we know how to play? Yeah, we just talked about in the locker room sacrificing for one another. What we do doesn't change how we do it. It's about the guy next to you, the guy across from you, and just giving for 32 minutes to your teammates, and if we do that, we can be successful. Heck of a day for the program. Good luck, Coach. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. Ryan Ansel with us. Tip-off is next.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He scored!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers.
At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands, from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. We create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out. We transform culture. We drive growth, profitability, and market leadership. We are a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group. What's next? By design.
Sports fans, welcome to Gentili's. Before the game or after the game, you don't have to travel far anymore. Come out to Gentili's Pizza in Exton for the best cheesesteaks and pizza you'll ever eat in your life, and I guarantee it. Let me take you inside and show you what we're all about. I mean, come on, look at that cheesesteak. Sliced ribeye, sauteed fried onions on a beautiful Karanji seeded roll. Cooper sharp cheese. That, my friends, is a slam dunk. So come to Gentili's for your best cheesesteak that you ever had in your life. That's gonna be our Charlie. This is our #1 seller, got Pecorino Romano. And we top it off with a little hot honey. Gentili's Pizza, Exton, PA. Can't wait to see you after the game.
Welcome back to the Palestra, everybody. The Cathedral of college basketball, as good as it gets in this sport. And I think Ryan Ansell, head coach of LaSalle, said it very well in our pregame interview, Carter. This is an opportunity for the team to play not only in a big-time venue, but in a place they hope to play 2 more times this year.
Yeah, I mean, what a better way to start the, as you gear into Catholic League play, you end your out-of-conference league with where you want to be in, in a couple months' time. Palestra is a lofty goal. The Catholic League is as competitive as ever, as Pat said earlier. But But, you know, if you want to be here and it starts here, envision it and want to set the goal for yourself to want to play on this court going forward.
And here's the starting lineup for LaSalle. Tyler Branson, Max Oak-Abada, Ryan Damon, number 33, Jackson Carroll, and number 50, Price Alston, the 6'9", class of 2028. What a terrific player he will be as he continues to mold himself into that role. Latrell Wright introduced first for Salesianum, wearing the whites here today. Braylon Sosa, just a 9th grader, started the last 3 games, super talented, a team final kid as well. Mark Brown, 6'8" wing, comes from a long line of hoopers that we'll talk about as the game goes along. Matt Shelley, a 6'2" senior. And then finally, Dominic Downs, 6'5" wing. He'll play his college basketball at McDaniel next year in the Centennial Conference.
2 teams that are built very similarly, Bob, you know, from a size and matchup perspective. I'm really curious to see the matchup inside today, Price versus Mark Brown. You know, both play very similarly. Mark Down can bang around down low. Price, obviously, that's where he prefers to work. Mark can stretch out to the outside a little bit as well.
What a big-time matchup on a holiday Friday from the Palestra. We are underway. LaSalle will wear the navy blues, and Salesianum will wear the white. This is Tyler Branson, very terrific ball handler for LaSalle, a guy they've been looking for in that role in recent years. Here's Price Alston. Caught the ball pretty far from the basket, and traveling is the call. The officials this afternoon, Mike Candravi, his son Andrew Candravi, and Dan Comas. That was Mike Candravi with a good call there on that opening possession.
Great job by Don Downs, getting physical with Price. You know, that's what Salesianum does on the defensive end. They'll get up in your space and make you uncomfortable. Don Downs did just enough, and LaSalle answering right back by doing the same.
At 3/4 court pressure. Joey O'Brien last year was at the top of that. Oak-Abada was there that time. Latrell right inside. Really good find. Really slammed home by Mark Brown.
Really good find. You know, LaSalle defense really came up and left him, Mark Brown wide open on the court.
College range 3 for Tyler Branson. And LaSalle's on the board.
A great answer from the Explorers. That's one of the things I wanted to take note of. You know, they have both lines on the court. We do have the high school line. Some guys always tend to shoot from the college line regardless.
Quick turnover there. LaSalle back into the action. Damon with the basketball at the top of the key. Here's Jackson Carroll. Branson is poked away from behind there. Braylon Sosa picks up his first personal.
Really good pace and tempo early on. Go ahead, Pat.
You saw Tyler Branson knock down a 3 there, and they've really trusted him as a ball handler, but most of his points have come from the line so far.
Good strong catch in there by Price Alston. Carter, that really drew that foul there as Downs was coming around.
Yeah, did a great job getting an early position. Obviously, that's part of the inbounds play. You know, he sets up on the block and then seals off the inbounder.
Good action there. Here's Alston with the handoff for Tyler Branson.
Interesting to see Sally's is comfortable sticking the guard on Price early on. I thought that Mark Brown, Price Alston would be the matchup there.
Branson, he'll try it again. That one was short. Able to get his own rebound. It was blocked. Down low they go, and Salesianum came up with it. What a block by Mark Brown.
Mark Brown, great instincts. He can shoot this 3 too, but a great answer block by Alston.
And to keep it inbounds as well, not send that into the second row. Excellent job by the young big man. Branson, just the conductor with the basketball, playing at his own pace. Thought he might have traveled there. Damon looking for position. Inside they go. Wow, strong catch by Price Alston. Brought it down and was hit. Let's get another look at this one here. It's a really good feed inside, and Damon doing a lot of work ahead of time.
Great job, Ryan. Noticing there's so much space on that opposite side of the wing. Once Sally's collapses on the interior main, he does a great job of noticing that right away, dumping it off to Price. You'd love to see them keep that ball up despite the, getting that up right away, but earning his free throws at the line.
Yeah, Pat, I think that's one thing where opportunity for learning, but also given some credit. It's a heck of a one-handed catch there by Price Alston. But then if you're the big guy, keep that ball high at that point, right?
Yeah, and Coach Ansel tells Price that a lot. He does struggle with that sometimes, bringing the ball low, but when he does have it high and he makes a strong move, he scores a lot.
Neither will go from the foul line. Downs will handle the proceedings. Brown, wild shot. Really good defense by Price Alston.
Really tough shot there.
Mismatch here for Tyler Branson. Great look inside. And the finish by Jackson Carroll.
That's where they can make their money today. You know, driving to the basket, Branson does a great job of dishing off.
And that mismatch up top forced the second defender, Carter, which then allowed Jackson Carroll to spot up on a weak side block, just waiting for that pass.
Absolutely.
5-2 early for LaSalle.
Sally's a lot of spread offense in their game. They'll typically run a high pick and roll, and then similar to LaSalle, look to dive into the lane and dump it off to Mark Brown on the block.
Latrell Wright, that one's wild, and it goes. Count the bucket and one for Latrell Wright, the brother of Rob Wright, who's playing his college basketball at BYU, and the half-brother of Stephon Ashley Wright, playing his basketball at Newman Goretti.
Well,
making a name for himself.
The guard lineage is certainly there. Great tough. That's his game. You know, he likes to get down. Not much of a exterior shooter, but he likes to athletic enough to get downhill and finish around the rim. Obviously, that's amazing balance to get that shot off and up.
Fighting some injury as well. He broke his wrist this summer, was out 3 to 4 months. And the head coach, Taylor, for Salesianum, said he's really working the rust off well. They're excited to have him back. Sosa defensively picks up a personal foul. That's the freshman Braylon Sosa. He thought he had a pickpocket there.
Branson's going to have to earn his way with the ball today. Like I said, Sally's gets in your face. They try to run and jump. They throw multiple defenders at the ball handlers. You know, something with LaSalle has struggled with in the past few games, even early on in this season, limit the turnovers.
Brady Esser checks in for the first time for Salesianum defensively. Damon, that's a strong move, goes up and under, and here comes Wright the other way.
Just right into the thick of the Sally's defense. Mark Brown doing a great job staying vertical in that contest.
Here's Wright again, finds Brown, and he's got a second easy bucket in the lane.
That's what Sally's really wants to do, push the tempo and just dump it off to Brown on the block.
Price Alston going up high to get the rebound, giving an offensive rebound and 2 points on that trip.
Making an impact early on the glass, Price is.
And he did not bring that ball down. He kept it real high and finished.
Now a zone extended to the top of the key for LaSalle. Salesianum clearly made that live adjustment well. Got it to the center of that zone, creates a great look for three. Make or miss, that's a good offensive possession there on how to attack the zone.
Absolutely.
Carroll, that lefty will remind you of his father, Pat, who was on that terrific St. Joe's University team from 2004 with Delonte West and Jameer Nelson, among others. And a foul is called. Brown got tied up with Price Alston. A foul called with 3:36 to play in the first quarter.
And LaSalle wants Price Alston to play really physical down low. If he can battle with Mark Brown all game, I think they're really going to like that.
Jack Burns, what do you see thus far here? 4+ minutes into this one. It's a little different than football when we're doing these games here, sitting so close to the court.
It is, yeah. It's definitely a different game. It's a different type of game. But, you know, it's the same. These teams try their hardest, and they're doing their best to get the most points and to finish out strong on these games.
And we got a long way to go, and this is so much fun to be here. We appreciate everybody taking time out of their Friday afternoon to join us on this telecast. Price Alston missed the first 2 free throws that he had, but he was able to cash in on that one. Early foul situation here. 5 team fouls against Salesianum. You'll hear Carter refer to them as Sally's. He's a resident Delawarean now. But Sally's and LaSalle and Salesianum, 2 schools that couldn't have more in common from a philosophy and mission standpoint, and also a name standpoint, quite frankly.
Yeah, great matchup on and off the court today.
Oh. Right, good find. They tried to get that up quickly before the zone could get set up for LaSalle. That one wouldn't go for Kevin Coleman.
10-foot mid-range jumper. Not always the best shot, but if it's open, it's there.
Dangerous pass going to work its way to Tyler Branson. Good catch by Max Okabata, who's been really quiet early on in this one. He will get his shots up over the course of the day. Branson, there's an open look from the corner, it's good. Big time hit by Patrick Flaherty.
Right off the bench, that's a great job by him staying ready, relocating to the corner, hitting that three.
Right, great find to the hoop. Counted and one. I think this is a great call here. We're going to see legal guarding position. Is that established? I don't think so. Not quite by the time that number 25, Kai Aplenalp, goes into his shooting motion.
Definitely the right call, still shuffling his feet. Again, that's Latrell Wright just getting downhill, and that's how Salesianum wants to play. Get downhill and find the guy on the opposite block. LaSalle has to, sense that opposite person on the block.
Flaherty. Here's Max Okabata. You can see there's a second defender just ready to crash on Okabata anytime he touches the ball. Flaherty gets into and out of a double team. Ryan Damon now with some patience. Good slip by Okabata. Open three from the corner, 2 for 2. How's your Palestra debut, Patrick Flaherty?
A guy who hasn't gotten a ton of time early on in these games. Pat Flaherty coming right off the bench, hitting 2 big threes. LaSalle doing a great job early on, moving the ball and making Salesianum work on defense.
And Flaherty picks up the foul there. I don't believe that's going to be in the act of shooting. Well, not getting much time early on, Carter. This is a really good way to change that, don't you think, Pat? Come in and knock in a couple of triples at the best arena in the sport.
Yeah, just watching practice every day, Pat is probably one of the best shooters on this team. He can really knock down threes at a high level.
LaSalle slow on the closeout, a little bit long on that shot. Good rebound by Mac O'Neal, who checked into the game for the first time. Why not? Give it to him again. Flaherty!
Flaherty on fire. Jeez.
And there's an early timeout called by Salesianum.
The LaSalle bench absolutely loves it for one of the few seniors on the team.
And they preach that bench energy every day. They want to be very excited.
17-9. What a start by LaSalle. And boy, even on 3 o'clock at a Friday afternoon when this building gets rocking, it gets loud in here. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Great American Pub. We appreciate Chuck Hempshire and the family over there at Great American Pub for sponsoring us all year long with 3 locations in Phoenixville, Wayne, and Conshohocken. There's always a Great American Pub near you. Visit them next in person when you can in this holiday season. Make sure you tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you. And then Riley Rakowski and Malloy Funeral Home. Thanks to Buddha Rakowski, proud owner of this business. We appreciate their sponsorship of what we do here at Bob Long Sports, and he gives Ryan Ansel and the student athletes his very best. Thanks to Riley Rakowski and Malloy Funeral Home. Full court pressure coming out of the timeout. Downs has a lot of open floor to work with. Wright slices to the hole, and he was hit.
I really like the idea that Coach Ansel had coming out of the timeout, just switching up the defense right away, showing some pressure. Salesianum did a great job of getting that ball deep and breaking it. And then Latrell Wright does what he does, gets downhill, takes the contact, head back to the line.
Yeah, and there's not much there, but you have to move obliquely there at that point to stay in legal guarding position. And I just think by a hair, he moved forward into that contact.
Obliquely, Bob.
Obliquely.
I haven't heard that word since probably geometry class in sophomore year high school.
Well,
class I didn't do great in, if I'm being honest.
We've been fortunate to make some friends in the officiating community, and that's their word. You got to move obliquely to stay in legal guarding position, meaning you basically a word for lateral. You can't move forward. Strong catch in there. Extra pass on the cutter, and that one's blocked by Brown. Good offensive set, but Salesianum denied it at the hoop. Dangerous pass by Wright.
If you're Salesianum, just settle in here, get a good shot.
Good down screen, but that's not maybe Brown's look there.
Getting our first look at Nick Neary on the season.
Great to see Nick Neary onto the floor. Junior, wearing number 23, was hurt halfway through the football season, and that nagging injury took him all the way through the final, which was really a shame for him. Was a key part of the linebacking core that got a little thinner over the late stages in that year, but he loves his hoops, and he's trying to get involved early.
Just added to the list of really big physical guards that LaSalle can tap into. Also, he has a ton of varsity experience as well, which will absolutely help off the bench.
43 seconds left. Now with the kind of reset here on the offensive possession. Let's see if LaSalle is deliberate. No, sir. They're going to give it right to Mac O'Neal, and they are on fire from beyond the arc.
And Mac O'Neal can really shoot the ball. He has a very big presence, so some teams might not think it, but he can knock them down.
Right. So quick to the hole. Too strong. And Neary brings it down. There's that strength you talk about, Carter.
15 seconds. Let's see if they pull out for one shot.
Think they should. That would have been a heat check there from Flaherty. This time, Damon lets it go. Neary with another offensive rebound. Down to 3. Wild pass. He's got to put it up and did not see the time. That's the end of the first quarter. A really good start by this LaSalle team early on here, Jack. 20-11, they lead after 1.
Absolutely. You were talking about their threes, and the threes they make it early on in this game is a big statement, and it sets a precedent for the rest of the game.
Oh, you're right. They have to honor that, don't they, Jack? The defense for Salesianum. A lot of times you get to these arenas, Pat, and you see that blue line, and that's where you calibrate your entire offense from. But LaSalle hasn't had much trouble calibrating and finding some nylon.
Yeah, another thing a little different about the Palestra is that there is no wall behind the basket.
Yep.
The depth protection can be thrown off a little bit, but clearly it hasn't affected Patrick Flaherty.
No, it has not. This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance in North Wales. They are a property and casualty insurance company. They can help you with your home or business. Reach out to them online at eandminsurance.com or call them at 215-368-9555 for more. We appreciate Chris Marr, class of 1989, Jake Timby, who's on staff here at LaSalle and also an insurance agent with Chris. Give back to the folks and reach out to the folks that are supporting high school athletes. One of them, of course, is Joe O'Brien of Joe O'Brien Roofing, father of Joey O'Brien, who had maybe the best performance in a championship game of anybody I've ever seen. 100 yards receiving, 10 catches, a touchdown pass, and 3 interceptions to seal the game. I think Joe is here today. We're hoping to talk to him and Grayson McHugh at halftime, both headed to Notre Dame in 2026. But Joe O'Brien Roofing's been supporting us this year. Gutter work, patchwork, full roofs, you name it. If there's a leak, maybe you had a leak after last night's storm, it's too late. So reach out to Joe in advance. He can give you a free consultation. We appreciate his sponsorship of Bob Long Sports. Second quarter, LaSalle 20, Salesianum 11. Two teams able to get to the basket pretty much at will thus far. LaSalle, the difference has been being able to knock down the threes. Downs got to the rim again, it wouldn't go. And that's gonna stay inbounds. Good job there by Flaherty again. Neary on the little floater. Good body control by Nick Neary.
LaSalle doing a great job. If Salesianum is going to continue to pressure the ball like they are, getting that ball deep and then working it from the baseline and having the defenders work backwards and defend is very difficult. LaSalle's doing a great job of getting to the baseline and looking inside.
Downs is in trouble, picked up his dribble. Brown on the high ball screen. Good hands by Neary. Corner 3, that one's good. Number 20, Matt Shelley, program guy, up through the freshman team, JV, all the way to varsity. Didn't play last year as a varsity player, now a senior captain. Taylor Trevisan said, that's a coach's dream right there. Branson's going to end up with an open look and knock it down. Stay within yourself. Didn't have the clock going too fast in his head, Carter.
No, a lot of dribbling, but made the defender drop and found himself open. Great job hitting that mid-range shot.
Right goes left. Offensive foul. And there's that oblique movement we talked about, Carter. In legal guarding position, you can move laterally there as long as you're staying in front of the defender, and then that arm pushing off there is the difference in that call.
Great job by Branson staying in front of his man, taking the contact, going to the floor. Maybe a smidge of frustration there from Latrell Wright. Lost his footing on one end, looking to answer back quickly on the other end, and tried a little too much there.
Neary dribbling in a tough space. Okabata, Neary again, got the roll.
Just a really tough finish. Great job by staying on balance through a couple Salesianum defenders.
And a foul called against LaSalle in the backcourt goes against Jack McCabe, the 5'10 senior. Jack Burns looking at Max Okabata. He's going to get credit for the assist there. Hasn't gotten a shot off yet to my recollection, but finding other ways to get engaged.
Right, absolutely. You help the team in any ways that you can, whether it's scoring or whether it's assisting. As long as you're helpful for the game to be a victory, then you're a good use.
Yep, and I think, Pat, I wouldn't close the door on it quite yet. I think Okabata's going to find a way to get his shots in. Drive, good kick. Maybe wasn't quite ready to catch the basketball there was Kevin Coleman. That time it was. Catch and shoot, a little long. And that will stay right here. Good crash to the board by Matt Shelley. Forced it off the hands of Ryan Ring.
Rang. Ryan Rang?
Ryan Rang, yes.
Early season for everybody around here.
Big possession from Salesianum. They get a good shot here. It is Dom Downs' game. Struggling from the perimeter early on.
Interesting time period. Jack McCabe very adroit with the basketball, but Branson brings that different level, and you just wonder with him on the bench, not to be prophetic. As here comes Branson right back to the scorer's table. I think that'll be something all year to keep an eye on, Carter, is how many minutes can Branson realistically play, and what happens in those 2 to 3 minute spurts when he's off the floor?
Exactly. As we talk about it, he's already getting ready to check in. But this is where LaSalle has found difficulty with ball handling depth.
Yep, it's going to stay LaSalle basketball, but it's going to allow Branson to come onto the floor, as well as Jackson Carroll. By the way, we talked about his father, Pat, of course, his uncle. Only 2,000-point scorer in the history of Hatboro Horsham High School, unless something has happened in the last 15 years that I'm not aware of. We'll have to ask assistant coach Ed Enoch about that one. But pretty terrific basketball family. He had an awesome career, 1,000-plus points, did that at Notre Dame.
And Coach Enoch actually played here at Penn.
How about that? The storylines just ooze in this one.
Critical junction in the game for Salesianum, hanging around. You've gotten a few defensive stops on one end, see if you can start cashing in. Great job. I really like what Sosa just did there, pulling out the ball, getting an offensive set instead of just, working, getting the ball settled.
Sosa, he gets in the lane. Wild shot. Good rebound there. And that one's just thrown away. Nick Neary didn't really have the best handle on that basketball and just kind of shoveled it. The right idea there by LaSalle.
Yeah, Okabata leaked early. Probably should have been the first pass from Mac O'Neal. That's a rare, extremely tough pass. If anything, it has to be on the ground there. There's just no angle at all.
Dribble drive. Tough shot. There's an offensive rebound by Brown, and he is hammered on his way up. Well, that's what they need to do, is leverage that height advantage inside. Pat, it may not be 100% Brown's game, but we saw him take a couple of threes, but he's really got to mix it up with his 3 or 4 inch advantage in there.
Yeah, when Price Alston is in there, it's a little bit tough for him, but he's done a good job of fighting Price inside, and that time he got to the line.
Substitution here for Salesianum. Latrell Wright, he didn't sit down for long. Replaces Matt Shelley. Taylor Trevisan talked about keeping the state's best in Delaware, a team that went to 3 straight state title games prior to last year, where they got bounced in the quarterfinal. It's a terrific program, and games like this really help them. And Wright, helping them get right back in it.
Starting to capitalize on their defensive pressure, generating turnovers and out into the open. Salle have to settle down on the offensive end, tighten up their passes.
Yeah, just a second-team foul against Salesianum. Salesianum, by the way, we know LaSalle's affiliation in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Their goal is to get to this floor every year in February. Salesianum is the Notre Dame of Delaware, and not just the colors. They are independent. They have no affiliation in any sport, so it is state title or bust for them in a variety of sports, high-level lacrosse, soccer. Stop me if that reminds you of any school. LaSalle certainly in that mix as well. Branson couldn't hit it. Okabata is called for the foul on the offensive rebound attempt.
You like the effort, but he probably came in a little bit late off the rebound. The Salesiano defender in the air, and it looked like he had position there.
Yep, Latrell Wright cleaning up the weak side. And certainly ran through. Wright, who was boxing out.
A little bit of a scoring drought for the Explorers recently, allowing Salesiano to get back into this game.
By the way, a little more from a history lesson standpoint. Paul Arizin and Tom Gola, 2 of the best top 50 NBA players of all time, went to LaSalle. Dante DiVincenzo, the Michael Jordan of Delaware, is a Salesianum grad, as well as current and 7-year Minnesota Vikings left tackle Brian O'Neill. Those guys were on the same basketball team. Brian O'Neill won Player of the Year his senior year, for basketball, by the way, in the state of Delaware. And Dante was the Player of the Year his senior year.
A great tradition of basketball. The alumni stretches deep. They have multiple Division I, Division II, Division III players every year.
The only difference between Dante DiVincenzo and Michael Jordan that I'm aware of is Dante DiVincenzo wasn't cut from Salesianum's team as a freshman. Deep 3 from Wright. That one's no good. I don't know. Can you think of any other differences?
Not off the top of my head.
What a find there. Just find your way into the basketball, Ryan Damon. And that right there, Jack Burns, is why you run the floor.
Absolutely. You take it up and you get the points, and it's going to work out for you.
Well, yeah, whether you have the basketball or not, right? You never know, Pat Burkhead, when the ball is going to find you.
Yeah, and Damon actually was in that same position a few times last game against Samuel Fells. He seems to always be in the right spots, and it can get him some easy layups sometimes.
Missed both, though.
Great job by Price there. Fight for that rebound.
Price Alston. He did everything really well until he started trying to put the ball on the ground. I don't think he should be putting it on the ground until he's kind of inside that lane area. Very fortunate.
Probably got away with a walk there as well.
I'll say.
But did eventually do the right thing and get the ball out to the perimeter. Branson looking to attack.
Carroll, pretty good look for Jackson Carroll.
Oh, man.
And Flaherty is pulled down, attacking the offensive glass.
And so far, the hustle on the offensive glass has really paid off for LaSalle. They've gotten a few second chance points, and right there got the call.
One more look here. You got to find a body there earlier, and Connor Miko comes in generally to shoot the basketball, unable to check out.
Speaking of shoot the basketball.
Whew, everything but the finish. There's another offensive rebound. Carroll is tripped, and all of a sudden, into the bonus goes LaSalle. This wasn't a problem even a minute and a half ago. They've picked up 4 fouls in that 90-second span, and LaSalle will go to the line.
LaSalle continuing to do a great job extending possessions. If you're Salesianum, you want to grab the board, end the possession, give yourself an opportunity to control the pace.
Zion Rothwell, second freshman we've seen on the floor this afternoon for Salesianum. Guards 1 to 5, has a great feel for the ball. Pretty raw offensively, but Salesianum's excited for him. Timeout on the floor. 28-20, 1:55 to play here in the second quarter from the Palestra. This portion of today's game brought to you by Bala Dermatology. And thanks to Dr. Mary Griffin for her sponsorship of Bob Long Sports. Routine skincare, cosmetic options, and many other services to make sure that you can love your skin. Visit them online at baladermatology.com or call 610-664-3300. That's 610-664-3300 for more.
And LaSalle likes to switch up their defense out of a timeout. I'm curious to see if Ryan Ansel will bring that here. Maybe a little bit of pressure off the inbounds.
Brought out that full court press out of the last timeout, Pat. They like to go 1-3-1 sometimes out of this too with Max at the top. Doesn't look like Max is in though, so probably staying away from that. Looks like they will pick up full court though.
Just some token pressure there. Now they'll back off into the half court. Good defense there by Alston, by the way. Guarded that slip screen. Open three. Catch and shoot. No good.
You like the execution there for Salesianum. You did get the open look. You ran through your set. Have to feel confident that you can get that shot again.
A little bit of a difference from this LaSalle team. Yes, they can still go, 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 but they have the ability to slow it down. Branson's a big part of that. Haven't seen a ton of that under head coach Ryan Ansel. He comes from a philosophy of running up and down the floor. It's worked well. But this is a different group of personnel, and Tyler Branson able to put the ball in his pocket here and shorten things a little bit. I also wonder if they don't clear out with this mismatch, Carter, with Brown.
Clearly like the advantage. Latrell Wright does come. They do send that secondary to get ball, defender to get the ball out of his hands.
Branson.
Gamble by Brown.
Good look inside. Price Alston slips to the hole.
And a great finish as well. That's what happens. You know, if you want to gamble in the defensive end, you're going to create yourself opportunities for the other team to look inside. Somebody's going to be open if you're past the play.
Disciplined basketball from the LaSalle Explorers.
See how Salesianum handles the end of this half.
And they're going to call their use it or lose it timeout. 30-second timeout on the floor. So some Palestra history for you here. You think about two of the venues that one we're sitting in, the other one's about 50 yards away, Franklin Field. Two venues built, one before 1900, that's Franklin Field, and this one very shortly after 1900. Still, I believe, although Dayton is going to catch it soon, has hosted the most NCAA tournament games of any venue in the country. Let's bring a regional back to the Palestra. Come on now. And Fran McCaffrey, by the way, now the head coach of the University of Pennsylvania, a sought-after job. Having the keys to the Palestra, as it was once told to me, is a pretty cool thing, tough to walk away from. Also a LaSalle College High School graduate, and so it's really unique and great for this school to have Fran back in town and coaching at a really high level, Carter.
Yeah, the mecca of basketball in Philadelphia. I love coming here every time. It's a beautiful facility, and when it gets full, the atmosphere is like unother in college basketball.
Well, how is it to broadcast through your first nearly 16 minutes of doing so?
Even better.
It's great to have you here. Great to have both of you guys here as well. Carter Philman, LaSalle graduate, and we have the two LaSalle students with us. And 5-second call. Patrick Flaherty, I don't think you're going to be talking about, he's not getting much time for long. He is making an impact on both sides of the floor.
That is an absolutely massive play. You know, Salesianum looked content to hold it until the end of the half. Draw that 5 seconds. LaSalle gets an opportunity to hold it, get the last shot.
Important as well, guys, because at the college level, that wouldn't have been called. It's just a rules difference. At the college level, they do not start the 5 second until the ball is picked up. So you can dribble tightly guarded as long as you want. Not the case at the high school level. Branson will shoot 2 at the line with 5 seconds left.
Just a great job breaking down his defender at the top of the key.
And to adjudicate that rule with you real quick, Carter, I've had discussions with officials. I feel like sometimes that can be used as a crutch because there's no shot clock, and we might be moving towards that later in the 2028, 2029 time frame. And it puts officials in a tough position there because that's exactly right. That's the right call there. I wouldn't want to call it if I was an official. I'm sure these officials don't like calling that either because, you know, at the end of the day, he's advancing the ball there, just not off the outside hip of the defender. I don't think they want to make that call, but NFHS rules dictate that they do.
And it's an interesting scenario. You know, I believe in the shot clock was approved for PIAA.
Yes.
In the next few seasons. Will that rule go away? I mean, the purpose is to speed up the game.
Right.
You know, so for teams not to hold the ball. Curious to see how that rule ends up with the implementation of the shot clock.
.2 seconds to go, 94 feet. Right, full head of steam, down to 2. Good if it goes. And that is the end of the first half. And a good first half for the LaSalle Explorers. They lead 32-20. Jack Burns, Pat Burke had a quick thought.
I think both these teams came out great today. LaSalle really showed their offensive capabilities towards the beginning. They had some troubles towards the beginning of the second. But they picked it together, and Salesianum showed some great defensive and also some great offensive plays.
Yeah, we touched on it earlier, but I think this LaSalle team looks so much better when Tyler Branson is on the floor. Bob, you said you wonder how many minutes you can go without him, but when he's in there, I feel like he can slow the game down, and I think in his head he slows the game down a lot, and he makes some great passes, gets his teammate open, but we also see him score a lot.
Well, the beauty of high school basketball after transitioning from football, these halftimes are lightning quick. We'll be back in just a few minutes on Bob Long Sports.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed the most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. And the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay-May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, Their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
What a treat, folks. We have Joey O'Brien and Grayson McHugh with us here at halftime. Former basketball players for LaSalle, and of course, terrific football players as well. Congratulations, first and foremost, on the state championship, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Joey, let's start with you. 3 interceptions in the last quarter, effectively the last 3 consequential drives that you were on the field as a defender in high school.
Yep.
You bring the last one back for 6. Take me through the experience.
It was a great experience, to be honest. Definitely probably my favorite moment from the year so far. So we were just sitting back in cover 4 because we kind of knew that they had the pass, and Coach Gorin and Coach French trusted me enough to kind of just play like that rover role and kind of just read the quarterback side and go make a play, and I did. So shout out to them for that, just for trusting me to do that.
Couple of Notre Dame commits here as well. You guys have signed your papers.
Yep.
Congratulations, Grayson. Let's talk to you. What a unique experience that you've had from playing a different position to getting serious accolades really before you actually played the position, and then turning into an incredibly effective left tackle, number 9 player in the country. What was the journey like? I mean, not many young men, even those that get to that level of plaudits and recruiting rankings, start the way you did.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like kind of Joey said, the trusting with the coaches and the coaching staff. You know, when they came to me and gave me the idea of switching positions, they had a lot of trust in me, and I had to trust them. You know, and I did, and I followed their process. And, you know, I worked out at home here and there, but the biggest thing was just following their process and, you know, doing everything that they told me to do and sticking on the course. And, you know, every day they'd tell me that it's going to pay off, and started to show, and I just kept working at it, and, you know, there it came.
That's terrific. This year, I'd love for both of you to answer this. How was this year different? First off, you're playing a month and a week longer than you did in past years, but to get past St. Joe's Prep and then to play some of the teams that you did in the state playoffs and then to cap it off with the state final, best you can. What was the year like summed up?
Yeah, I could start. I mean, first of all, I think the biggest thing for our team this year was just how much closer we were than all the other years I've been at LaSalle. The bond I formed with the guys just from playing so long and from, you know, all the times we've gone out after practice and after games, I think we had such a strong bond that it made everybody want to come and play every day, no matter if it was the last day of the season or the first day. Everybody wanted to be there. Everybody wanted to work for each other, and I think that was a big underlying role.
Yeah, I'd also say that was definitely probably the biggest part, but then also I feel like just Coach Gordon and the whole team's mentality just switched. Like, last year was like, yeah, we're really good, they're really good, but this year we're like, we're better than them, we're going to show them every time, and we're going to win every game no matter what. So I feel like that kind of helped us too, because like now we know that we're better than you too, so it's kind of just like the first part of it's knowing it, then doing it. So like it was a big part, and thanks to Coach Gordon to that.
Have to ask about the recruiting process as well. Things have changed considerably. Not the least of which is the coaching carousel, which fortunately to this point you guys haven't had to worry about. But What is it like? Put people in your shoes as a high school senior, highly regarded, all the programs are coming after you, but what is that couple of year period really like?
I'll say it's kind of just building bonds, just like we did with the football team. That's really what I made my choice off of, just building bonds, whoever I had the best relationship with and whoever was just showing me the most love, because that's where you want to go. You want to go to the best fit for you. So the people are a big part, and then just picking a school because of the academics too. That was a big part for me.
Yeah, I could definitely build off that when I say like going to somewhere that really fits you, because, you know, throughout my process, I just wanted to get out and see places and see where I felt like I fit in. And, you know, especially at Notre Dame with all those guys, Joey and a bunch of the other recruits, you just feel like they're all like part of you, and you feel like you're one of them, and you really fit in. You love the coaches, you love the place, You love everything about it. And, you know, I was told the entire time, like, when you know. And just, I think it's completely true.
That's terrific. Couldn't have made a better choice, guys. Very, very happy for you. We're going to be wishing you guys the best.
Thanks.
Let's talk hoops for just a second. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you off air. Is it killing you guys not to play?
Yeah, I mean, at home when, you know, you get extra time to do some work or head to the gym for a little bit, that part is, I think it's a lot better. You know, when you're here watching the game, I think it's hard. I think it's hard not wanting to be out there.
Yeah, definitely. Just because me and Grayson are such big competitors, too. Like, you just want to be out there competing. So it definitely does hurt a little bit. But
And those are your guys out there. I know you're going to be supporting them even after you head out to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Tell us about Ryan Ansell, head coach Ryan Ansell, what he's like, how he's turned this program, and what you think for this year.
Yeah, I just think he brings a lot of positivity to the program. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's got all the things to be a great coach. But the thing a lot of coaches don't have that he has is the mentality. You know, he makes you want to play hard for him, and he makes you want to play hard for each other. He just kind of sparks that fire inside of you to want to go and want to compete and play in these games.
yeah, definitely, too, because he spends a lot of time at this. And I feel like when you got a coach that spends a lot of time during and after school, before school, every time, it's just that's who you want to play for. Like him, Coach Freeman, he does the same thing, spends a lot of hours. Coach Gordon spends a lot of hours. I just feel like that's the type of coach you want to play for.
That's great. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Go back and enjoy this in the student section. We appreciate you guys. Best of luck with everything you guys do.
Thank you.
Grayson McHugh, Joey O'Brien.
Yep.
Great to have you guys on. We'll be back in just a moment. Second half coming up next on Bob Long Sports.
Be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gold.
Third quarter underway here. From the Palestra, LaSalle with a 32-20 lead. And they initially looked like they were going to throw that away, but tipped away by Salesianum.
Really like the opening action there. Looked like they had Max open just for a smidge on the baseline for the cut. Could have been a big dunk if that pass went through.
Price Alston, the safety valve, dribbles into the double team. Here comes Sosa the other way, gliding to the rim. It's great defense, and now over the back goes Latrell Wright. Good start by LaSalle here in the second half after the initial turnover, but they got back defensively well.
If you're Price, you got to sense that pressure coming. I'm sure Salesianum's going to make a big adjustment at half, knowing they're not just going to leave you alone on the block now.
Sosa again gets his hand on the ball, and Branson picks up the first. I think it's going to be Branson. Oh, that official was pointing at. That's interesting. Yep, that's going to go against Jackson Carroll. I don't think either player, Carter's in foul trouble, but Branson, super important to have on the floor.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers from LaSalle. Carroll also got away with the travel there. Absolutely lifted the pivot foot before he turned the ball over. All works out for Salesianum in the end.
Latrell Wright. Good use of the body control in the lane. They spread everybody out and let them get into the lane off the dribble. Max. Bail out there, certainly.
Yeah, just, doing a good job getting downhill and being physical. Mark Brown looked like he had vertical position. Didn't really move, and Max just right into the body.
The only thing is bringing down that right arm, and I don't think he needed to do it because Okabata was out of control.
Max struggling a little bit this year from the free throw line. Struggles continue early on here. I think this might be one of his first shots, if not of the game, if not the first.
And certainly still no field goal attempts at that point. Dominic Downs. Right. Good jump stop. Downs. That's a little bit more of his game. Just couldn't hit it. He's taking a couple of triples, Carter, that maybe isn't exactly what he's looking to do.
Early on, Salesianum in the half doing a lot better job coming off 2 feet, getting set in the lane and getting good shots. Just got to fall.
Latrell Wright. Body control there. Went right into Max Okabata. He doesn't like the call. But the official gave him, or really gave the official, I should say, no choice. Back on the other end of the floor, Pat, you'd really love to see Price Alston go up a little bit stronger there on that cut to the hoop.
Yeah, and I think Coach Ansel would have liked him to come down more controlled and get 2 feet on the floor and make a stronger move rather than just getting it up as fast as he could.
Yeah, it's one of those, you have every physical advantage you could want. Use it, right?
Salesianum's trouble from the floor, extending to the foul line here. If they want to get back into this game, they got to start capitalizing on these opportunities.
In and out. Here's Nick Neary, who came off the bench here today. I think he'll probably work his way into the starting rotation as the year goes along and as he gets healthier. Branson gets the switch. Tough shot for Tyler Branson. That's one that Salesianum will take. And they come up with a defensive carom. Latrell Wright turns on a dime. Open three. In and out, man. That's really good offense on the transition.
Just can't get these shots to fall, but they're getting good opportunities.
Nick Neary went up and under. Another one where maybe you go up a little bit more physical and earn a foul call. Latrell Wright puts it in, and this game is wide open right now with some of the challenges teams are having offensively. Branson taken down on the play. Matt Shelley called for the personal.
Just really good patience there from Latrell Wright to get into the lane. Salesianum doing a great job spreading everybody out on offense, giving their players room to work with as well.
5 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Third quarter. And Neary is pushed from behind by Braylon Sosa. He's picked up a couple of quick fouls here in the second half.
We saw Neary handle the ball a little bit last year, and we saw it right there. They need some depth at the point guard position, so if he can take some of that load off Tyler Branson, I think that'd be greatly appreciated from Coach Ansel.
Certainly a different style ball handler, more of a strong, compact, not going to blow by you, but does a good job of controlling the ball.
Price Alston traveled with it.
He's trying to do a little too much there. You know, it's tough to back in from, what is essentially the gray area, 15, 20 feet from the basket.
I think after some film study, I don't know, maybe Ryan Ansel will tell me to pipe down, but I think there's going to be a rule in place that you can't put the ball on the ground to go try to score if you're outside, say, X, an 8-foot radius. Good defense there by Jackson Carroll. Downs with it. And LaSalle defensively staying in this man-to-man. Alston came out high. They switched there on Dominic Downs. So they got the matchup they want inside. Little chicken wing, and Bryce Alston is called for the foul. Didn't see a ton up top. I saw the hook beforehand, and LaSalle's not going to be happy with that.
That is a very tough call. Looked clean as day up top. I saw very minimal contact, if any.
Boy, that's great basketball from Bryce Alston. Worth noting, might be the first miss, or what we see as a miss, that we've seen all day, though. Really good officiating crew here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Done a great job so far. You know, a marked difference in how Salesianum has handled their half-court offense to start the second half. Much more deliberate in their offensive sets. They're not letting the LaSalle defense speed them up in any way.
Pat Flaherty came up with the rebound. Branson got by one defender. The floater, everything but the finish. You can see he's very, very comfortable with that type of shot, though. Dominic Downs for three. And that's the type of shot you'd like him to take from the outside, a catch-and-shoot type look. Don't have to put it on the bounce.
It's a big shot from Salesianum. They're clawing their way back into this game, doing a great job on both ends early on. Here comes LaSalle Wright.
Applenup had the steal on the other end. There's the freshman. That's a long shot there. Nick Neary. Great defense. Contact, count it, and one. 50-50 ball, could have gone either way there in terms of legal guarding position. But Nick Neary trying to get downhill, and Jack Burns, he puts the official in that spot where you got to make a call one way or the other, attacking the hoop.
Absolutely. He did a great job of getting down there and being physical to get that basket.
LaSalle really needed that one from Neary. Big basket there to extend the lead.
Oh, interesting call there.
Yeah, I think that's one. I think we're going to catch the tail end here. That's one there where maybe you could have called the foul against LaSalle, right, with the shove. There wasn't much there, but sometimes you see that. Hey, maybe it was last touched by Salesianum, but some contact that you don't want to call foul against LaSalle's player to get there, so you just split the difference and send it the other way. Applenup getting involved and draws the foul with 3:31 to play in the third quarter.
Applenup does, offers a different type of big body off the bench for Salesianum against Mark Brown.
Well, you'll see he's standing at about 6'4", but Coach Trevisan told us, hey, he plays more like a big. He was hurt in the first few games of the season. Played a lot as a freshman, now just a sophomore. You can kind of see that brawny frame, willing to mix it up. Maybe a little bailout there as Kevin Coleman tried to swivel his way in there. Mac O'Neal brought that right hand down just briefly.
Struggles at the line for Salesianum continue. Off to a 1-5 start. See if Kevin Coleman can capitalize here.
Well, with our football guys on at halftime, it's a football score. 35-28, LaSalle leads 3:22 to play third quarter. Good extra look. Mac O'Neal, step through. Branson fading away, was a little short. Flaherty came up with the rebound though. Goes right up with it, count it, and one. Pat Flaherty, he is playing a heck of a game, and what a day for it.
LaSalle's leading explorer, it's up to 11 points. If you told me to guess 5 guys who would be LaSalle's leading scorers, I don't know if we would have cracked the top 8, to be honest.
I mean, Pat was the one that said it. Hey, he was a little surprised to see him playing the early minutes. And he fired up 3 quick triples, none of which even hit the rim. Nothing but nylon for Pat Flaherty. He's been on fire. And now LaSalle goes into a zone. 2 up top. And they give it to the freshman Sosa. Right. Good look inside. Applin up. Could have gone right up with it. Sosa, a short arm. That's a wild shot there. And LaSalle got what they wanted out of Salesianum by flipping into that zone in live time.
Sosa having a rough day at the office today. Just, most of his shots have been off bounds and short. Just hasn't been able to get comfortable going to the rim.
Here comes Nick Neary, full head of steam. Nobody stops him, and he couldn't finish. One more coming at the line for Nick Neary.
Great job just putting his head down and going. If nobody's going to pick you up, you might as well just keep going.
On that last Salesianum possession, I think they got a little bit impatient earlier in this third quarter. When they were deliberate and patient with their offense, it worked very well for them. So they need to get back to that.
I don't know if you heard that behind us, but this is one of the Salesianum locals said, hey, there's 5 kids over there louder than the whole student section. I'm not, first off, it's not true in the real course of play, but when your guy is shooting a foul shot.
Typically quiet.
Yeah, you're typically quiet. Hey, what do I know? Sosa. Inside he goes, got it up, and they're going to wave off the shot. 2:12 to play third quarter. But they are in the bonus. 5th team foul against LaSalle. I beg your pardon on that one, folks. Early season for everybody. That was Sosa on the dribble drive, got to the hoop. They waved off the shot, but earns 2 because of Salesianum being in the bonus. Couple of substitutions for Salesianum. Brown and Downs into the contest. Ten-point game. Still plenty of time left in this one. Still 2:10 to play in the third quarter. At the Cathedral of College Basketball. Keeps his dribble and then does get fouled.
Kevin Coleman frustrated. Definitely the right call, not in legal guarding position, definitely in the ball handler space.
Taylor Trevisan, the only thing he said, it's kind of caught by our scoreboard here, but he was asking for a carry on that play. Certainly no argument on the blocking foul. Tyler Branson. 2 for 2 from the stripe on that trip. 41-29. That's a deep triple. Not what the doctor ordered there, but an offensive rebound again by Coleman. Corner 3 for Downs. That's well short. Had trouble possessing the ball. That one won't go either. Salesianum just can't get it over the front rim. Mark Brown probably finally does.
Finally able to break the ice there.
Big 90-second period here. Can go one way or the other. Branson is fouled, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. Foul will go against Dominic Downs.
This is what Branson does as a ball handler in every game. He's so confident with the ball. He's such a good and strong ball handler. It makes him very hard to defend because when the guys start slapping at the ball, he's so good at staying on balance, and they just end up getting armed.
We talked about it at the Open, but this is the site of Game 3. of the Philadelphia Catholic League Basketball Championship from 1937. These two teams, yes, Salesianum in the Philadelphia Catholic League back in 1937. What an opportunity to play this game here today to honor that memory 89 years later. Downs, great dribble drive. Coleman for three, and it rattles home.
Hopefully that takes the lid off the basket for Salesianum. Their first threes of the half, I believe. Maybe the second after Don Downs earlier.
Branson all the way. Lefty finish wouldn't go. And now Salesianum down just 8. Has the basketball under a minute to go. Back cut. On the floor first is Rang. Flaherty gives it up. Contact. Blocking foul. And 2 coming at the line for Nick Neary. Great eyes up the floor there by Pat Flaherty. First, it's a heck of a play by Rang to start the fast break. And that was close, Carter.
Yeah, great job in transition, especially by the Salesianum defender for getting back. Maybe a hair late in getting set.
Just a hair. One of those bang-bang type 50-50 calls. I give him credit because, quite frankly, I didn't think there was any chance he was going to get into legal guarding position. Shelley will take a seat. He picked up the personal foul. Neither foul shot will go, and our buddy Huck Palmer will be able to break down these statistics for us after the contest, but it doesn't feel good from the line for either team here today. Here comes LaSalle the other way. Rang. That one's
Great
blocked.
block. Wow.
Heck of a block by Braylon Sosa. 6'2", gets above the rim.
Spectacular defensive effort there. I don't love the shot taken by Wright on the first end. You're in a huge portion of the game. You're down 8. You have an opportunity to get it to 5 or 6 points, and you settle for a floater, an off-bounds floater in the lane.
And that is as clean as it gets. We're not going to get back to see that at 25% speed. That is a clean block. Foul is going to be called against LaSalle. I like this call as well. I think you had Rex Hellstrom trying to sell that contact a little bit, but he was draped all over him. Wright had him beaten from behind. And quite frankly, they did not get the push off there.
No.
I don't think that off arm did enough, Carter.
Huge stretch in the game for Salesianum here. Down double digits of just a few moments ago. Opportunity to cut it all the way down to 6. Personally, I probably would have held it for the last shot. Don't give LaSalle an opportunity to get back down the court. But regardless, doing a great job getting themselves back in the game. But struggles at the free throw line continue for the Sallies.
And Hellstrom gave it up. Too easy for Latrell Wright. What a finish to the third quarter. 42-37. Look out, the Sallies are right back in it.
And who's on the bench during that key stretch, Bob?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You need ball handlers on the floor. Max Okabata, he really hasn't had an impact in the game, Pat, and feels like that may be a key here, this last little run from Salesianum in the last 8 minutes.
And Okabata does notably have 4 fouls in this game, so I think that's part of the reason why he sat a lot of that third quarter, but it's going to be important to get Branson back in that game and help calm it down for the Explorers.
Jack Burns with us here as well. Quick thought on the first 24 minutes of basketball.
I think it's been great so far. I think both these teams have shown great capabilities in this sport. Like Pat was saying about getting the key players back out there, I think that's really important for LaSalle right now to finish out this game.
This portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance, property and casualty insurance firm in North Wales. Reach out to them at 215-368-9555. Thanks to Chris Marr from the class of 1989 for his sponsorship. Maybe you have a youthful aged son or daughter who's in high school who's about to get his or her license. Fortunately, I got bad news for you. Your insurance rates are about to shoot through the roof. But reach out to Chris Marr. He'll get you the right coverage at the best possible rate. Thanks to Joe O'Brien Roofing for their sponsorship. of Bob Long Sports. Reach out to them at 215-267-0883. You heard his son Joey O'Brien at halftime. Terrific family. Joe O'Brien's a good man and a heck of a roofer, an honest company, local for 40-plus years. Gutter work, patchwork, full roof work, you name it. He can help you. He'll certainly give you a free consultation. So reach out to him and tell him that Bob Long Sports sent you. Nothing quite like this view, folks, as we bring you from your living room to our seat here. Dominic Downs will inbound. And we're underway here in the fourth quarter.
Key movement for Salesianum. Let's see what they drew up out of the quarter end. Great effort by Zion.
Inside they go. Downs. Kick out. Good hands by Max Okabata with those 4 personal fouls. Neary, he lost the ball on the way up. Too concerned about Downs behind him. And Mac O'Neal called for the foul.
Really interesting stretch of basketball there, Pat. Up and down the court we go.
And I think LaSalle needs to settle down a little bit and not try to take time off the clock, but at least get a better shot than what they're getting right now.
Game tempo definitely falling back into Salesianum's hands. We'll see if they can, get back to how they played early in that third quarter, controlling the tempo, running their sets all the way through. See if LaSalle tries to speed them up a little bit. Zion Rothwell, 2 for the line. Really, really talented freshman. Long, athletic, makes an impact on defensive end primarily right now, but showing some offensive skill as well.
Branson. Neary. Last touch by Latrell Wright. You get the sense that Salesianum is really cooking with oil at this point. Feeling better defensively, making life difficult on LaSalle, and all of a sudden within 4 points with 7 minutes to go, foul is called. That goes against Rothwell. First team foul against Salesianum here in the fourth quarter.
You see LaSalle run that baseline out of bounds set very often, just looking for an open layup on the block, whether it's Price Alston or Nick Neary there.
And Carter, this lineup right here feels like a good one. Feels like one we may see a lot over the course of the year.
Whoa.
Tough shot there for Jackson Carroll. Was either blocked or fouled or something, but a little ill-advised on that one. Right, it's within 2. Latrell Wright.
Huge possession here for LaSalle. You want to get a good shot. I would not look to rush it. Have a decent matchup inside.
And a foul is called against Latrell Wright. There was a shove that I think some of the Salesianum fans will say, look at that off arm. But he was bear hugged early. There was a mismatch inside. And quite frankly, Wright, I think, does the correct thing. Inside they go for Branson. He got it to go.
That's a great film breaker for Branson. Typically he loops around to the wing. You look at Price Alston, looked like he was ready to hand that off, but he slips that. Salesian defender goes to the wing. He finds himself wide open for the layup underneath.
Now they get the switch. Neary on right. Inside they go for Rothwell, and Branson picks up the personal foul. Team second here in the fourth quarter.
Just found himself a little too deep on that block. Pretty easy to call for the officials. You see Rothwell jump for the ball, and Branson has 2 hands on him. Easy call to make if they want to make it.
It's good action here from Salesianum. And Downs turned it over. Again, I like that slipstream to get the ball to just a little movement of that pivot foot there from Downs. It wasn't egregious. Run and jump here from Salesianum. Branson pulls up in the lane, little short. Tapped out there, well done by Brown. 3-on-2. They get a good look for three. It was halfway down. LaSalle can now get up the floor. Okabata, the ball's gonna get to him anyway. Price Alston, and neither of them will go. Neary to the floor.
3-on-2 for Salesianum.
Good if it goes, otherwise maybe not your best look. Downs won't let it go either. And they can't buy a bucket on either end. Just opportunity after opportunity for both of these clubs. Back to live action. And a foul is called. Third team foul against LaSalle here in the fourth quarter. Keep an eye on that. We might be headed towards a lot of free throws down the stretch.
And if you're LaSalle, that's the one way you don't want to let Salesianum back into this game, scoring without the clock running.
What started with some fireworks has gotten a little sloppy on both ends here. Let's bring this one in for landing. That one won't go. Price Alston has it taken out of his hands. That's another one, Carter. That's a pretty high percentage look for a guy the caliber of Latrell Wright. He's going to want to finish that.
A lot of missed easy shots on both ends. You know, obviously a slightly contested, but Latrell Wright, hope he makes that shot in the lane on one end, and then Max Okabata gets really stuffed by the rim on the other end.
What an opportunity, though, to experience a late game situation at a venue like this one. This will prepare both of these teams for the gauntlet of the regular season. Branson nearly had it taken from him. Time to reset, I think. Tough pass.
Really tough pass.
Not a good one there. Branson comes up with it, and a timeout is called by Ryan Ansel.
That's a great timeout call.
And bodies are everywhere. Branson is down. Latrell Wright is down. Kevin Coleman is down. Branson and Wright got the worst of it. Both of them grabbing at their lower extremities. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports.
Sports fans, welcome to Gentili's. Before the game or after the game, you don't have to travel far anymore. Come out to Gentili's Pizza in Exton for the best cheesesteaks and pizza you'll ever eat in your life, and I guarantee it. Let me take you inside and show you what we're all about. I mean, come on, look at that cheesesteak. Sliced ribeye, sauteed fried onions on a beautiful Karanji seeded roll. Cooper sharp cheese. That, my friends, is a slam dunk. So come to Gentili's for your best cheesesteak that you ever had in your life. That's gonna be our Charlie. This is our #1 seller, got Pecorino Romano. And we top it off with a little hot honey. Gentili's Pizza, Exton, PA. Can't wait to see you after the game.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 has redefined what a luxury SUV should be. A V6.
.45 to play. 4-point lead for LaSalle. Okabata, there comes the double. Extra for Tyler Branson. Great look. Knocked it down. That's offense coming out of a timeout right there.
That's a gutsy shot by Branson. You can see at the beginning of that set ankle, definitely still not at 100%. Knocks down the open three, though.
7-point lead. That one won't go for the answer. Poked away, though. Sosa. Count it. And one for Braylon Sosa.
Finally gets one to go at a massive time. Gets the steal as well.
Jack, this is just effort from a freshman in Braylon Sosa to manage to keep that possession.
Absolutely. It's real impressive to see a freshman come out here and play at this level on a varsity team. That's such a very tremendous game today.
He really has been good. Little struggles early on, but the second half, he's been effective and he's cut it back to just 4. The foul is called against Latrell Wright, and I don't have those numbers. Our public address announcer will let us know. That's getting up there for him.
Bob, I think they called that one on Neary.
Oh, they sure did. You're right. My goodness. Moving screen called against Nick Neary. And now for the rest of the contest, Salesianum will be in the bonus. Like right there. Counted and one for Mark Brown.
Caught the Explorers sleeping a little bit there. I mean, Mark Brown just pops open. Price Alston a little slow to react.
Chance to cut it to one. Timeout called by LaSalle. Good finish, strong in the lane by Mark Brown. Take a timeout with them. This is LaSalle College High School basketball from the Cathedral.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 has redefined what a luxury SUV should be. A V6 twin turbocharged engine, available 64-color personalized ambient lighting and 24-speaker sound system, biometric cooling, Pro Pilot Assist, and so much more. Experience the Infiniti QX80 today at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove and redefine your luxury expectations. To be sure.
At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands, from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. We create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out. We transform culture. We drive growth, profitability, and market leadership. We are a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group. What's next? By design.
Back to live action, and Pat, what a turn of events we've had here.
Yes, Salesianum has dominated the offensive glass, which has given them a lot of opportunities to score, and I think LaSalle is not taking the best shots that they can. Tyler Branson has to settle this offense down, and they need to find better looks.
Closest it's been since 3-2. Salesianum got the first bucket of the game. Tyler Branson hit a three. Since then, it has not been this close. 48-47, LaSalle leads halfway home here in the fourth quarter.
Don't be surprised if Salesianum continues to send pressure to the ball.
Good slip by Tyler Branson. A little long on that shot. Last touched by Nick Neary. Off his knee. He doesn't have any complaints whatsoever about it. Well, you guys have talked in your broadcasts earlier this year, and we've seen it with LaSalle. Learning how to win. The last 2 years under Ryan Ansel has been all about that. And they started to learn a little bit more last year. They lost about every close game 2 years ago. They won more of them last year, but certainly not all of them. And you're never going to get 100%, but they've won some close ones early on, withstood some runs. Another opportunity to learn something about yourself here today if you're a LaSalle basketball fan. Open three for Downs. It's no good. What a rebound inside, and Coleman is fouled in the act. That's a heck of a wingspan for Kevin Coleman, the senior wing.
You know, you watch Salesianum on field. That is Kevin Coleman's role. He's the energy guy off the bench. He's a senior, lengthy on defense, has a high motor on offense, and you saw it there in action.
That one did not look good off the hands.
I think Coach Ansel is going to tell his team right now to just hit someone on the offensive glass. They have to rebound at a higher level.
Find a body. One of two. Brown checks in. And Coleman, the shooter, comes out.
Critical possession. Interesting to see Nick Neary bring up the ball instead of Tyler Branson.
Okabata, good cut inside, and he's hammered underneath. Two shots coming for Max Okabata. And I like this as well here, Pat. An opportunity to get Okabata involved. Clearly, it's not going to happen off the bounce for him. There's a second defender shaded on him every time he touches the ball. But running that off-screen action is a good way to get him to the hoop.
Yeah, and especially getting Okabata the ball near the hoop. He's more effective in the paint and around the paint, so it's nice to get him the ball in there.
One of two. Downs comes down with the rebound.
3 explorers in the backcourt. They got to get back on defense.
Latrell Wright all the way to the rim. Couldn't get it over the front rim, and it's LaSalle basketball.
And a great job to stay straight up there and not foul Wright.
And a good call by that baseline official. Clearly off Mark Brown in that at the top.
It's a good set there, though, to get Tyler Branson caught behind that screen and get Latrell Wright going downhill. I'll say it again, a player of his caliber, you think he's going to want to finish that one.
Wonder if that ankle or knee area is 100% lift off the floor in that collision earlier on.
Branson was dinged up in that very same collision. Okabata comes up with it. 5-on-4 if they hurry.
Really good decision there by Branson. Had the defender on his hip, chose to pull it out and reset.
Beautiful pass. Alston is hammered, and Mark Brown picks up the foul. That was one of those, I'm beaten as a defender. I'm just not going to let this guy get it above the rim. I'm going to make him earn his foul shots.
Absolutely the right foul and a great play by Tyler Branson there, getting downhill and the quick dump off to Price. Great hands by Price to get that ball up immediately.
And this is going to be part of the growth for him and for LaSalle as a whole. They have struggled mightily from the line today. One of two. .2:17 to play. Right. This is for the lead. Sosa couldn't hit it. Another offensive rebound. Let it fly, Mark Brown. Not that time. And it's LaSalle basketball.
Salesianum doing a great job getting themselves second opportunities and open shots on the perimeter. Just not able to capitalize.
Well, he was unabashed on this one, wasn't he? Had no concern whatsoever. And now how do you start to run this offense in the last 2 minutes of the game? Salesianum's going to look to spread you out and look to speed you up if you're LaSalle. Tough spot here for Flaherty.
Really not the spot you want to be.
Gave it up. And we are tied. Poor spacing that time from LaSalle.
I understand, Tyler Branson, you want the ball, but you can't bring your defender over to the corner and trap your own guy there.
100 seconds left in this one. We are tied at 50. Salesianum's come all the way back. They trailed by double digits for long stretches of this contest. It's Max Okabata time. Good finish. He lets his own student section know. Timeout, Taylor Trevison and the Salesianum club. This is getting good, folks. This portion of today's game brought to you by Riley Rakowski and Malloy Funeral Home. Thanks to Andrew Buda Rakowski for his longtime sponsorship of Bob Long Sports. He gives his best to Ryan Ansell, the student athletes, and the LaSalle basketball program as a whole. I know Buda is riding high right now after the state championship for his beloved LaSalle football program and his good buddy and classmate, Brett Gordon. Thanks to Dr. Mary Griffin and Bala Dermatology for her sponsorship as well. Visit her online at baladermatology.com or call 610-664-3300. Routine skin maintenance. You can get your skin checked for potential sun damage over the years, as well as cosmetic options to help you love your skin. Again, give her a call at 610-664-3300. And again, we'll bring you to floor level from press row. The Palestra has seen a lot of really good games over its day. Maybe none more impactful to these two programs in particular than that 1937 Philadelphia Catholic League Championship game. LaSalle themselves hasn't won a Philadelphia Catholic League Championship since 1981. Carter, I don't know, I think that predates us just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
These two, Jack and Pat, even more. Don't remind us. And these two clubs, they needed 3 games to settle it in 1937. Is 32 minutes going to be enough to settle it here this afternoon? 70 seconds to play in regulation. Latrell Wright gets to the lane.
Great hands by Rang.
From Rang, puts up a wild shot, and really good defense by Ryan Rang. And a foul is called. That will send LaSalle to the bonus with 57 seconds left.
And Rang isn't the flashiest player ever, but he has made some big plays for LaSalle this season.
One more look, and that's Tyler Branson just seeking out the body. Not a good decision by Matt Shelley to extend with that right arm. You come across like that, you're going to get called for that reach every time.
Believe that might be Matt Shelley's 5th.
I believe that's right. Stay tuned all year long to Bob Long Sports for LaSalle College High School basketball. Would ask kindly that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing doesn't sign you up for anything, doesn't cost you anything, it just helps us a little bit. And liking the video does the same thing. So as we continue to showcase high school athletes in Philadelphia and beyond, please do give us the favor of a like and a subscription. Ice water in the veins right there.
Been great from the free throw line all year.
Especially down the stretch.
Exactly.
53-50. This would make it a 2-possession game. Did not go, 1 of 2. Salesianum still has plenty of time for a quick 2. Although it is at this point in the proceedings that I lament the demise of the 1-and-1.
For Salesianum, who don't need the 3. Have plenty of time for it too. Lane is open.
Got it to go over the front rim. Kevin Coleman, did he shuffle the pivot foot? Maybe just a bit, but the whistle stays silent, and it's a 1-point game.
Got to be strong with the ball here. It's Salesianum absolutely going to send extra defenders.
And that might be the guy they want to send to the line, Ryan Rang. He will shoot 2. But you could see them, Jack, trying to get the ball out of Tyler Branson's hands. It's kind of anybody but him in terms of who you send to the line.
Absolutely. They know this is close, and they know they can take away this win, so they're trying their best.
How about that? Take that, Bob Long. Ryan Rang puts it in. A huge second free throw coming here. Timeout on the floor. A look inside that LaSalle huddle. What type of defense are you coming out with here, Pat, after this next free throw if you're the LaSalle Explorers?
I don't know, Bob. I might send a little bit of pressure, but try to force a turnover and get back to the line and seal the game, but that would be a little bit risky.
Interesting. LaSalle coming out with pressure. Make or miss on the foul shot. All right, let's take you inside the Salesianum huddle, Carter Philman. What are you drawing up? Is it a quick 2, or is this time to go for a 3?
With Salesianum struggle on the perimeter, I draw up a quick 2. There's still plenty of time in this game to get downhill. If you're LaSalle, you absolutely don't want to foul in that situation, stop the clock, so there's an opportunity there for an easy 2. And if you get up and down quickly, you probably leave yourself about, for between 15 to 20 seconds after all is said and done.
Now, both of these programs, they talk about the brotherhood. The missions are very similar. Ryan Ansell has been with this program for 3 years, looking to take them to the promised land. Taylor Trevison, an alum at Salesianum, 8th year as the head coach of the program. What an opportunity for him to get a quality non-league win. Although, as we mentioned, no league for Salesianum. A non-state win. And a big free throw coming for Ryan Rang. In and out. Brown brought it down. 21 seconds left, and Latrell Wright brings it up the floor.
Got to be urgent here if you're Salesianum. You're urgent, but you're not rushed.
Any foul would send Salesianum to the line. Wright threw it through the legs of Mark Brown. Wright wanted Brown in the corner, and Brown was cutting to the hoop.
It's a great job by the LaSalle defense, keeping Wright in front of him, not making it easy for him to get downhill.
Miscommunication puts LaSalle 9.2 seconds away from a win, but there's a long way to go. Salesianum will look to foul almost immediately here upon a catch.
And if you're Salesianum, you do the anyone but Branson.
Gave it up, and a timeout is called. And I don't know, we're not going to get the whistle sound on this replay. I don't know if Latrell Wright actually possessed this basketball when the timeout was called. And our guy Brady Joyce up there, just kind of hard to see on that replay. But what happened was Latrell Wright came to the near side. It wasn't a great pass down the floor, quite frankly, a low percentage type ball.
Not the pass I prefer.
And Wright had the position, made the play like a safety, and all of a sudden with 6 seconds left, Salesianum can win it with a three.
Yeah, I think on that inbounds play, you want to be a little bit more patient. You know, if there's 4.5 seconds into that inbound, then you need to throw it, I guess. But I think they could have waited a little bit longer to try to find something easier.
And if you do make that pass, you want to throw it more into the open court where there isn't any defenders. You have more room. You give your your player more room to work with in the open court. You throw it to the sideline, you're already coming in from a hard angle. Defense has that baseline as an extra defender. Just a really, really difficult pass to make.
Yeah, there's 50 feet basically ahead of us, and that ball was way too close to us on fresh row here. Okay, so Salesianum can win it or send it to overtime. Another classic at the Palestra.
Really interesting to see Latrell Wright as the ball inbounder here. I figure it looks like it's going to go to Sosa, and then maybe a quick back.
LaSalle defends it really well. Who's that last touch by? Oh my goodness. Branson definitely got a piece of it.
Same thing, Salesianum having a difficulty getting anybody open off the inbound. Again, two guys running to the same area. This is exactly what they wanted to draw up, though.
Right. Contact. He's hit. 2 shots coming for Latrell Wright. Chance to tie with 1.4 seconds to play.
Salesianum got exactly what they wanted out of that inbound. You figure Latrell Wright is inbounding for a reason. You don't want to lose him. They want to give him an opportunity to get the ball and just go instantly downhill, making it hard to defend. Salesianum has struggled from the line today.
No good. And now you have to miss this intentionally and count on 6'10" Mark Brown. Timeout, LaSalle. It's been one of those games asking for somebody to take control. A lot of opportunities wasted by both of these teams. Who's going to finish this in the final 1.4?
If you're LaSalle, you have the advantage on the free throw line. 4 guys to 2 or 3. Just make sure to box out the shooter, obviously. Make sure you catch the guys crashing from the perimeter beyond the 3-point line as well. But it makes it very difficult for them. They can't come into the lane until that ball touches the rim.
And Carter, coming into this game, me and you both kind of thought it would be a battle down low, but I think it's kind of been a duel between Latrell Wright and Tyler Branson.
Absolutely, very surprised to see how both teams look to take that tempo into their own hands. It's been much more of a guard-oriented game than I expected. But yeah, here we are. Salesianum down 2. Huge moment for the Sallies.
Thanks to Blocks for sponsoring, and we will crown our Blocks Player of the Game. Visit blocks.org where you can contribute your state tax refund or take state tax income to the local school of your choice and get a 90% tax credit refund for doing it. It truly is the best deal out there. We will crown our Blocks Player of the Game, but it is very much in the balance right now.
Pat, how do you miss this free throw if you're Latrell Wright?
Off the front of the rim.
Keep an eye on big Mark Brown, number 11. Lane violation. Lane violation will give it to LaSalle. Back to live action. LaSalle just needs to get it in, and they immediately foul Max Okabata. They will make the 94-foot walk to the other end of the floor. 0.7 seconds to play. Important to know because on at least one miss, it does give you time to catch and shoot, potentially to take one dribble, but not much more than that.
Yeah, the intentional missed free throw, such a difficult play to pull off. Have to be patient, have to time it to perfection. Salesianum unable to do so net there.
Okay, now what do you do? And by the way, I am from the school of miss this. Force them to possess it, which would at least take 0.3 seconds off the clock. I don't know that they have a timeout. They do not, so he makes it, which gives Salesianum a chance. And they're just going to go three-quarters court heave, and that's it. LaSalle has come to the Palestra, the cathedral of college basketball, and as they did in 1937, they take down Salesianum School. What an opportunity, and what a win for LaSalle executing down the stretch.
Maybe not exactly how they drew it up, but it's a gutsy win regardless for the Explorers. Always great to come into the Palestra and get a win regardless of how you do it.
Yeah, LaSalle played tough. Salesianum definitely made a run at this game, but LaSalle was able to hold on, and I think a big part of that was Tyler Branson. They made the run when he was out, but once he came back in, LaSalle didn't control the game, but they looked a lot better.
I'm going to send it to you guys to find our Blocks Player of the Game, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
I think the player of the game could go a few ways. You could go Tyler Branson. Obviously, Pat Flaherty had a huge game for LaSalle.
You know, let's give it to our boy Pat Flaherty. You know, made a huge impact off the bench. Blocks player of the game, Pat Flaherty, one of the lone seniors on the roster. Coming into this game, not looked to as a primary scorer. Comes off the bench, has I believe 12 points off the bench. Made a major impact in the first half. Didn't see as much time down the stretch as LaSalle looked to close it out with their key lineup.
But those threes earlier in the game, they were very, very important for LaSalle, and they made a big impact later. Every point counted.
Absolutely. Jack Burns, your thoughts on this game?
I think this was a great game. Both these teams played great. LaSalle had their difficulties, and the Salesianum was able to capitalize on that and bring this to a closer game than I expected. So I think it really was a great time. These teams played great, and all props to the players.
Yeah, a ton of fun. Looking ahead, I think LaSalle has Upper Dublin coming up this week.
Yeah, they have Holy Ghost on Sunday and then at Upper Dublin on Tuesday, so should be good.
Another great big out-of-conference game. We'll head down to Bob Long with a couple of Explorer representatives.
And actually, we're going to borrow a couple of those headsets too if we could, guys. Post-game here on the floor with a couple of the keys for the LaSalle Explorers. Tyler Branson, Pat Flaherty with us. Pat, let's start with you. Senior, opportunity to come in here and play in the most famous college basketball gym in the country, and you just start banging threes left and right. What felt good early on?
I think it started in practice this week. My coaches have been saying for years to just let it fly when I get in, and that's what I did.
Tyler, for you, a chance to handle the basketball on a full 94 feet, right? You're not playing on that length of a floor every day at the high school level. That's a really talented guard against you, Latrell, right there. What was that like, and what was the challenge in playing in this contest?
I feel like we just had to pace the game and play our game, and everything came to us. You know, we had people that came in off the bench, and they played good for us, and they was ready. And we've been working all day and all this week to practice, and we ran through their sets, so we knew what they was running. It let us disrupt it, so it took them a while to figure it out. We kind of lost the lead a little bit, but we finished the game strong.
And we've seen that a couple of contests this year, but listen, you're always going to get these oppositions best shot in the second half. And what we talked about over the course of the telecast is this is a team that in the 3 years under Ryan Ansell now, first year they were learning how to win. Last year we saw some steps. Now a lot of new faces this year, but that culture seems to have continued. And you guys are learning how to win close games. You've done it 3 times this year already. Is that a mindset? Is that something you guys specifically work on, or what do you attribute that to, Pat?
I think we attribute it to our culture. Ansel talks about that a lot every day during film, practice, meetings, and yeah.
What do you think, Tyler, on that one?
Yeah, we work at it in the practice. We do a lot of situations. Like last night at practice, we ran those situations. And when we up 4, down 4, with 2 minutes left, 56 seconds, and we just executed it, ran through our sets, and played together.
I'm going to ask a simple question. How cool is this? I mean, 1904, more college NCAA tournament games played here than anywhere else. In my mind, the best college gym in the country. And you got a chance to come play here in a rematch of the 1937 Philadelphia Catholic League Championship. How cool is that?
It was a good opportunity. Good opportunity. You know, get to see what it's going to be like probably in a few months if we make it here.
Had a guy.
We get used to the rims.
Had a guy. I like that. And Pat, you know, you didn't have much familiarity with the rims because you really didn't hit it at all. It was all nylon. The ability to let it fly, and you talked about that earlier in the interview, but again, is there anything about shooting at a venue like this, a little cavernous, a little bigger than a high school gym, that's comfortable for you?
I think I just drowned out all the noise. It was just me and the rim.
That's great, guys. Congratulations on an awesome win. Hope to be talking to both of you a lot more as the year goes along, and keep up all the good work.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Tyler Branson, Pat Flaherty with us. You can just drop those headsets there and enjoy this one with your teammates.
Sir.
We're hoping to get Ryan Ansell with us here. And he's going to ask him for 1 minute. So let's talk, Carter. Let's talk, partner. And Jack, if you want to hop on as well. I do want to start with you, Jack, because down the stretch we didn't have, it was chaotic down the stretch. It was quite the finish. But, Jack, there's not a lot of sophomores in high school that have the opportunity to broadcast the game from the Palestra. So how was it?
This was really great. I mean, I always have a lot of fun doing any of these broadcasts, but it really is great to be down here. You know, we were here earlier this year for the football games at Franklin Field, and it's a lot of fun to be back here at UPenn at the Palestra to broadcast this game. You know.
Carter, how about you? You're a hoop head, man, but this is a different experience for you as well.
Yeah, not my first rodeo at the Palestra for sure. I've been here a handful of times. Thinking back to my junior and senior year in high school, we making the Final Four at Palestra both years. Great game environments. Anytime you can come down to the Catholic League for the semifinals or championship, I can highly recommend. One of the best atmospheres in Philadelphia basketball. From this perspective, it was a ton of fun. Loved being behind the mic with Bob Long today, and it was great to see an Explorer win. Gutsy win is about probably the best way to phrase that one.
Yeah, super excited to have you back, by the way. And just for those of you, I wasn't on the last broadcast with you, and you're not a guy to talk about yourself, so I'll talk about you just for a moment here. Carter Philman is a guy who has been with us in the past and is a super talented color commentator, former manager, former assistant coach for this program. Moved to New York, right? And now is back in the area, and it was the first call I made when I heard you were back is, all right, how do we get this guy back to where he belongs, which is sitting next to me on the air. So we're super excited to have you. I think we're going to have a lot of good, really fun opportunities to broadcast games beyond just LaSalle, right across the Philadelphia Catholic League this season.
Yeah, thrrilled to be back. Excited to be part of the Bob Long family, sports family. But it's going to be a great season. Ton of talent across the Philadelphia region, not just in the Catholic League, District 1 as well. Should be a great year. Great year.
One more break, and then we expect to have Ryan Ansel with us on the post game.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
What a treat here. Joined by Ryan Ansel, head coach of LaSalle College High School. They squeaked out a win against a really good Salesianum team at the best venue in the sport. How's it feel?
It feels good. Obviously, the goal was to come in to get a win, and the guys took care of business. A lot of things we're going to learn from in that second half. I thought the first half our energy was great, all of that. We knew they were going to come out wanting to fight back down 10, and I think we were a little complacent. Again, we're a young group, and I think once we hit adversity, our body language wavered from the way it was in the first half. It's easy to move on to the next play when the next play is a made three and you're getting back on defense. But when you make a mistake, get beat, we got to just learn from this game, and it'll make us better moving forward, especially into the PCL play. We want to have these experiences because, again, this is a young group learning with each rep.
Yeah, and I think that's something you've talked about over the entirety of your 3-year stint here at LaSalle. And the first year, starting to build that culture. Second year, okay, you're winning some of those games. And this year, I know they came back, but that's happened a couple times this year, and you've found ways to win those games down the stretch. That's never going to happen every single time, but it does feel like you're finding ways to win games late.
Yeah, and I think it's a credit to the guys sort of being there for their teammates at the end, doing it when it counts. I'd obviously love, for everyone's sake, if we took care of business a little earlier and didn't make it come down to that last box out, that last shot. But overall, when they need to, they've stepped up, made the play we needed to. Max had a good take there from Tyler at the end on a cut. And again, with foul trouble, he didn't get that many shot attempts, but when we needed him, he had a big finish there to sort of separate us. And Ryan Rain with some big plays on defensively. And again, Patrick Flaherty came in. He's been shooting the ball well in practice. And as we said to the group in the locker room, every day it's a different guy. Rex stepped up, sort of his first real varsity experience against Fells, was 2 for 3 from 3 and contributed in a big way. Today, Pat came in, I think was 3 for 4. And again, was that spark to separate us. Now it's just we got to learn how to play with an advantage and not sort of act like we're playing from behind.
Pat Flaherty, by the way, that young man is unabashed. I mean, he likes to let it fly, and he looked really good today. It seems like he's going to be part of things going forward.
Yeah, it's taken. We've been pushing that out of him. His teammates know he's the best shooter in the gym. Sometimes he's been hesitant. We told him today from the get-go, right as I walked past him to start the game, I said, be ready. And obviously he came in, I think made his first 3 or whatever. And again, it's his teammates showing that confidence in him to help him believe in himself to do that. Because again, mechanically, everything we've known for a while, he can shoot the ball really well. It's just now, today hopefully was a big step in the direction we want him to go.
And then this opportunity here to play in this venue for these young men. I know before the game we talked about it as, hey, let's just focus on the 32 minutes. Now that it's over, how does this help your student athletes grow over the years, and how will this be something that they'll remember long after their careers are done?
Yeah, I think as a team, it's like trying to find opportunities to have shared experiences. A lot of the time, those experiences off the court are the most valuable for building chemistry. While this was on a court, it's such a special environment and it has so much history that I think doing this was kind of like a team bonding experience with a game, which made it a lot of fun. And I think moving forward, this hopefully will create a connection, memories, and as we said before the game, like it's a business trip. Like we're here to take care of business. That's when it's going to be fun, when we focus on what we can control for the 32 minutes out here.
Well, you guys did a great job bringing fans. 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. I hope this is something with this type of response and then continuing to build it where we can make this an annual thing to honor the 1937 Salesianum LaSalle Philadelphia Catholic League Championship. So keep doing what you're doing. Great job by these young men, and enjoy the rest of the evening, everything that goes along with it.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you everyone who showed out on a Friday at 3 p.m. Hopefully you guys enjoy dinner somewhere in the city like Bob will.
I sure will. I sure will. Not before you guys took care of business, though. Well done.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bob.
Ryan Ansel with us. We're going to call this one quits here from the Palestra. Thanks to Carter, thanks to Jack, and thanks to Pat, as well as Ryan Ansel for joining us post-game. This is Bob Long Sports and our coverage of LaSalle basketball from the best arena in the sport.